Before we get into the video, please remember to subscribe, turn your notification button on. Please do like, comment, share, and follow me on my social media handles. Thank you so much for tuning in to watch this video. The way I'm going to make this waakye stew is going to give it a very distinct taste. You see, ebeye de ankasa. It's going to be so delicious. So let's start with the ingredients then. I've got 2 stock cubes, ground white pepper, some curry powder, ground red chili, some Scotch bonnets, colored ones, very important. I've got some spices in there. I mixed some spices up. I'll be listing the spices and all the ingredients I used below this video, so please do well to check it out. I'll be using some turmeric powder, Tomato Passata, some salt to taste, some olive oil for the stew. I've got some cow skin, some oxtail. You can use beef in place of the oxtail, or you can add beef as well to your proteins. I've got onion, garlic, ginger, and 2 tablespoons of tomato concentrate. And last but not the least, I've got some bay leaves as well. So I'll be using 4 of the onions to spice up the meat. Yes, when you use a lot of onions in your meals, it makes it taste so good. So I'll be adding some of the spice mix as well to blend with the onions and the other spices in the blender jug. I'll let this blend and set it on the side. So I've got the last onion and I'm going to dice it into smaller pieces. So I've got the cow skin already in the pan and I'm adding the diced onions. We call this cow skin wele or kehuro in Ghana. Whenever you're having waakye, this wele needs to represent in your food. Without this wele, my brother, my sister, you will not enjoy your waakye to the fullest. Hello, me, Male. Yes, so I added the oxtail to the cow skin, and I've added the stock cube as well. When you want your meat to absorb all the spices, do not add water initially. So I'm adding the salt as well, and I'm going to mix this and let it stay on the fire for 5 minutes, without adding any water. So spices never quite now name. After 5 minutes, I'm going to add the blended onions, garlic, and ginger, and I'll mix everything together again. Cover it up for about 10 minutes before I come back to add a little bit of water to help cook the cow skin very well. So I rinsed the blender jug with a little bit of water and I've added it to the meat. I'm going to leave this to cook. So I've got another set of onion, garlic, and ginger, and I'll be leaving 1 onion on the side because I'm going to slice them and put them in the oil whilst I blend the rest of the onions, garlic, and ginger. And I'll be adding some of that spice mix as well. Then finally add my tomato concentrate to blend with the onions. I want everything to be fast. So I'm measuring the oil I'm putting in there. That's a cup. So I was careful with the oil because I'll be frying the meat and I'll be using the oil from the meat that I fried to add to the waakye stew. So the meat has been boiling for 20 minutes now, and let's see how it's cooking. It's cooking really well. The oxtail is not too bad, it's almost ready, but the cow skin needs to soften up a bit more. Let the onions saute for about a minute and add the chili powder, and then I would add my blended onions together with the garlic ginger. I just added a little bit of water, not too much, just because I'll be using the Tomato Passata. The passata has got a more liquid consistency, which will help cook all the tomatoes together. I, however, rinse the blender jug with some more water, just a little bit more, to add to the stew. You know, I don't want to waste anything. So that's the tomato passata, and I'll pour everything. I'll make sure I put everything in there. So I shake the bottle before pouring it in the stew. And I did not add any more water to rinse the passata bottle, just because the more water there is in the sauce, the longer it's going to take for the water to be absorbed. So stir it and leave it to steam. I'm now going to check on the meat. Yes, so the oxtail is ready, but the cow skin is still a bit tough, so I'm going to leave it in there to cook some more. Let's now check on the stew. So my stew has been cooking and splashing everywhere now, so I'm going to stir it, then cover it up after 10 minutes, and then come back again and add the bay leaves and the spice mix to it. Stir it up again and cover it up again to cook on medium heat for an additional 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, come back again and add the Scotch Bonnets. You know, make sure you get the yellow and Scotch Bonnets for this recipe, because it's going to add some taste to this. You thank me later. Yeah, so I've got olive oil in the pan, and I'm going to use this to fry the meat, the oxtail. Yes. So, and please make sure you keep checking on your stew to make sure it doesn't get burnt underneath. So keep stirring it. So the oxtail is also frying very nicely. You want it to have that brownish color without it burning, something like that. Yeah. So I've added the white powder, the curry powder, and I'm adding the stock cube as well. And I'm adding the turmeric powder now. Stir everything up and still leave it to cook slowly on medium to low heat. Let's check on the oxtail, and it is ready. So I'm adding it together with the oil. Remember I mentioned it earlier, to the stew. It's looking so nice, and the kitchen is smelling delicious. The aroma is just superb. Yes, so remember I cooked this stew for about 1 hour. Yes, so if you want it to come out well, you need to cook it for long. Yes. Oh, it's looking so colorful and beautiful. That Scotch Bonnets, that yellow color, it will add some distinct taste to your stew. I can now add the cow skin, which is now ready. So you can let your wele cook according to your taste, whether you want it, you know, firmer or a bit softer like I do. So I'm adding a bit of the stock from the meat. Yes, I'm not adding all of the stock. Fry na kono se. Ayefe ankasa. The stew is looking so beautiful. So I can now add my fried fish. I'll be uploading a video on how I fry this fish to be so delicious. After frying the fish like I do, I'm telling you, you are gonna fry your fish that way all the time. So what is your waakye without adding all these proteins to it? So I've got my boiled egg, which I'm obviously adding to my stew. And you can have this stew not only with rice and beans, you can have this with plain rice, banku, eba. You can eat this with yam. You know, any type of carbohydrate you desire, you can have it with this stew. Yes, thank you so much for watching. Please do remember to subscribe to support me. Do comment. I love reading your comments. Like and share the videos. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.